Hello, this is founder Leroon from FGC, or Fantasy Grounds College. I am going to be building a trio of fighters or warriors or martialists, however you want to call it. I have 3 builds in mind, and they're all going to be basically geared towards fighting, namely in an arena type fight. However, these builds can also be used anywhere else. I just thought I would use a theme to build these different types of fighters, and they all have some unique skills and things that you may or may not know about. So first of all, I'm going to do this all from scratch. The only thing I've prepared are the ideas and the graphics and also the tokens, but everything else I'm just going to pretty much build from scratch. What I had in mind was to utilize some of the colors and maps and images from Chris from Game Tile Warehouse. I'm going to be using Rob 2E's coding effects, of course, and I'm going to be using the D&D 5th edition rule set with some custom modified third-party stuff from the DM's Guild. So if you need to know what these are after the show, please feel free to PM me or join us at Fantasy Grounds College Discord, or you can send me a private message to the video. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, I need to make my area a little bit more conducive to working. So I'm going to temporarily close this, even though I like the picture. And I'm going to close this. And in my library, I already have some things loaded. I have the Elemental Evil Player's Guide. I have Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. I have Volo's Guide to Monster Players. I have Xanathar's Guide to Everything Player's Guide. I have the Dungeon Master's Player's Guide. I have Martial Arms Training Manual and the Complete Martialist Handbook. I believe Rob helped code and convert this one. So, here we go. So, I'm going to start by first opening up and starting a new character sheet. So I'm going to click Characters, and from up here in this menu I'm going to go ahead and click this plus button, and that starts a new character sheet. So with this character sheet, I am going to select or pick the first build, and his name is Mofatu. Mofatu is from some faraway lands, out in the savannah and the grasslands. He is very tall and slender, but very wiry and built like no other. I wouldn't say that strength is his best attribute, but definitely healthy and quick. So I'm going to make him a human variant, and based off of his homeland or wherever he's from, I'm going to go ahead and lean that towards those thoughts. So Mofatu is this guy. Let me get the tokens. So I'm going to use this as a token. And he has a really good sense of the wilderness, the outdoors. He's used to, fighting for his life in the wild. So he might have some wilderness skills. He's not quite a ranger, but he has some survival that would be required for living outdoors and things. So I'm going to go ahead and start with him first. And Mofatu is probably not a young warrior. I think he's fairly, disciplined. So I think I'm going to put him at 4th level, which gives him his boosts and all his archetypes and everything else. So I'm going to start with the standard array, which is 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. So I'm going to start with his dex being 15. I'm going to make his strength 14. His con will be 13. His wisdom will be 12. And the dump stat, or the lowest stat, will be 8. Now, that doesn't mean he's stupid. He's just not as book smart as a lot of the people. He's actually very wise. So don't let intelligence and wisdom fool you. So now I'm going to create this character with the intentions of having him kind of live up to his home world and where he's from. And he's from a faraway land. So I'm going to open up backgrounds and I'm going to see what is offered. So there's a banner for background. And right now, I need to get the player's handbook loaded. I have all the supplements. So again, I'm in the library in the modules section. And I got all the other books, but I did not load the player's handbook. There we go. So without the player's handbook, this stuff's pretty useless. All right. So I might make him an outlander or maybe a far traveler. So if I want the far traveler background, I need to open up the Sword Coast Adventures guide. There we go. And that should be most of the character creation character builds. All the books that I need for that. So let's see. So Mofatu is basically going to be a warrior fighter type. And I think I'm going to make him the far traveler because that makes the most sense to me for his backstory. So let's check that out. So apparently all the common folk people and the other folk that one might encounter along the Sword Coast in the north have one thing in common. They live out their lives ever traveling than a few miles from where they were born. But this isn't where this guy comes in. He's from a distant place, far away from his homeland. I'm going to find out, why did he travel? So rather than, you know, pick it, I'm going to actually roll. So he's a sightseer. So he was curious about the lands beyond his home. So he's on maybe like a voyage to see the world before he gets too old or something like that. So I'm going to notate that in the notes area. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to check out basically what sort of area he might come from. So I'm thinking he might be from the south or from the far east, but nonetheless it's not going to be just a standard Sword Coast Adventurers guy. So let's see. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drag this over to backgrounds. And it's pretty cool because you get an instrument or gaming set, which I think he'd probably be more attuned to. And he gets insight and perception. So those are good skills to have. Although one of his features is all eyes on you. So when he goes into a town or to a civilization of some sort, everyone kind of stares at him. And he doesn't really care because he's pretty tough. So we'll see what happens. And he gets an additional language out of this. So that's that. Now, let's see. What else would I give Mufatu? So that takes care of his background. And now the next step is going to be race. So I'm going to pick human variant. So let's pick the races. And I'm going to pick the human variant, which is here. Now, I get to pick 2 ability scores to increase. So, not thinking about how I was able to plan this out, I'm actually going to switch his strength with his dex. And then I'm going to choose, he is going to pick dexterity and constitution for his particular build. So that should round him out pretty good. And then he gets 1 skill in particular that will allow him to function as he is. And I think I'm going to give him athletics. I think that makes the most sense, other than survival, perhaps. Maybe survival. I think that's more his speed. And I go ahead and select that. So right now, he has insight, perception, and survival. And he got that from his background and his race. So he's a human variant, and he's from a faraway land. And being that he's strong and stealthy and healthy, I went ahead and put most of the stats weighted into these ability scores. I'm going to take him up to 4th level, so he'll get another go around for ability score adjustments. Or I might pick a feat, we'll see. So the next step is to pick his class, and obviously I'm going to pick a fighter. And I might make him a great weapon fighter, and I think that would be the closest build. So he has a 2-handed longsword, or almost like a bastard sword, tied to his back. So he's definitely going to have that. But let's see what he gets. So I'm going to go to the classes themselves, and I'm going to pick fighter. So I'm picking the one from the player's handbook. And now I get 2 more skills that he can use for his particular build and his, all that kind of good stuff. Now I do not want to pick insight, perception, or survival. So I'll definitely pick athletics. I don't see him as being intimidating, at least not intentionally. Although he might intimidate to avoid a fight. We'll have to see about that. But let me think about that. Yeah, maybe he will use... maybe animal handling. Since he's more of an outdoors kind of guy, maybe that will help him at some point. So I'll give him animal handling. I think that'll be good. Because it kind of makes sense more with his backstory, as opposed to trying to make him the ultimate warrior. So I'm going to go ahead and click this OK. And that adds skills here. So he's got 5 skills. That's pretty decent. 1st level? I think so. Okay. So now that that's happened, I'm going to go ahead and level him up. So at level 2, he got an action surge and some more hit points. Level 3, now here's where I get to pick which build I would like. So I am going to make him probably, let's see, the champion. Says you get to develop raw physical power honed to deadly perfection. Those who model themselves as archetype combine rigorous training with physical excellence to deal devastating blows. Or the champion, let's see. Okay, that's that. That's a good battle master. It's passed down through generations. Yeah, this sounds more closer to him. So he's going to be the Battle Master. And then there's an Eldritch Knight, which kind of doesn't make sense. Cavalier and Samurai, maybe. But I think that the Battle Master's closest thing. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that. And now I have to decide if I want a feat or if I want to do the ability score increases. So I'm level 4. And Mofatu gets to make some choices here. So ability score improvement, or I can pick a feat. So let's take a look at the feats. So here, let's see, what do we have? So there's some martial abilities here that he might want to take. It's Weapon Master. Yeah, I don't see him being a Weapon Master. Although he could probably use a lot of really cool and exotic weapons. Martial Artist, Martial Adept. You learn 2 maneuvers of your choice from among the available Battle Master archetypes. So that would kind of defeat the purpose of him being a Battle Master, but it would make him really superior because he's got a whole bunch, give him a lot of special maneuvers to fight with. I think that's kind of overkill. Great Weapon Master. So he can, on your turn, when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce creature to 0 hit points, with 1 you can make 1 melee attack as a bonus action. Before you make a melee attack with heavy weapon, you can choose to take a -5 penalty roll. If the attack hits, you can add +10. That's a little too much, I think. I think I'm just gonna give him the ability score increases. Right now he'll be at 27 hit points, or 2,700. So I'm gonna give him strength. And probably con. Yeah, strength and con. So actually dex. So that'll give him a little bit better armor class. So he's a little bit quicker than he is strong, and he's very healthy. So that's what I'm going to end up choosing for this guy. And let's see, so I'm going to notate that. So dex and was it con? Yep. So yeah, second win in his fighting style. It's definitely going to be a great weapon fighting style. Maybe he can use 2 weapons since he's a lot more agile than the others. I'd think about that. Student of War. So he can gain proficiency with one of the artisan tools of choice. Very cool. So what I might do is I'm going to make him proficient with one of the artisan tools of choice. So I'm going to go to items. And since I don't really have a specific artisan tool, I think that's what I'm just going to go ahead and put that in here. So I'll just put artisan tools. Just for now, so I don't forget. So he can make things. So that might be a good thing. And being that he's a little bit more dexterous, I actually Might give him a little bit of missile, like thrown weapons at least. So we'll see. Hopefully. Well, we'll find out. Well, let's see. He gets feet. Oh. Where did the feet come from? Oh, that's if I wanted to pick one over the other. Never mind. You gain proficiency in one skill of your choice. Already got that. All shields. Okay. So this guy only wears leather. I mean, he can't wear very heavy armor. Either padded or leather, so not too worried about that. So fighting style. Still have to pick. Archery. You can make +2 bonus attacks with ranged weapons. You know, I might just give that to him, because the other ones kind of don't make sense, unless he was a 2-weapon fighter. So I'm going to give him archery. Okay, cool. Let's see what's next. Okay, I have all that. Yep. Alright, let's see. So he is proficient strength and con. Huh. Okay. So let's see. Let's give him some equipment. Now I'm going to hand pick his equipment. He's not going to have a whole bunch. Not really going to be set up for traveling so much. So I am going to get him a... I'm going to look at his photo. Let's see what his photo shows. So let's go with maps and images. Okay. So he kind of has this bone leather armor with animal teeth. And it looks like he's got some sort of darts. Maybe a sling and a pouch and then a long blade. And then he has like these chain things around here. So let's find out. So this is for Mofatu. Alright, so I'm going to grab him some gear. So definitely leather. Yeah, I just thought of his crafting tool. It'll be leather worker's tools or something. So I'm going to give him studded leather. That's cool. And it is equipped. I'm going to give him a dagger. So, yep, chain and dagger. That actually might be cool. Finesse and thrown. The chain and dagger is composed of a dagger with a loop forged into the hilt, attached to a chain that allows the dagger to swing, to attack again, and return to the wielder after being thrown. Nice. So I'm going to give him a regular dagger and this chain and dagger. And that'll be like his special like attack. And then on his back he has this long sword. So I will grab his sword. So probably a great sword. There's a hook sword. A singing sword. Yeah, I'm just gonna get him a great sword. Yep. It's heavy, two-handed, makes sense. Okay. So great sword. Maybe a long blade. Nope, it's a great sword. And I think other than that, he'll get a pouch, maybe. That's pretty much it. I don't see him carrying a whole lot more. Maybe a water skinned. There we go. So that's all his gear there other than his costume. So he has combat superiority. So I need to figure out what maneuvers. So when you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you learn maneuvers that are fueled by special dice called superiority dice. So there's some maneuvers, you learn 3 of your choice, which are detailed below. Many maneuvers enhance an attack some way. You can only use 1 maneuver per attack. Okay, so Commander's Strike is when you take the action on your turn, you forego one of your attacks and use bonus action to direct one of your companions. Disarming Strike. Definitely want that. Okay, so Disarming Strike is cool. Feint Attack. Yep. Or Goading. When you hit a creature with a weapon, you expend 1 die to attempt to goad the target into attacking you. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, and the target must make a save. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on all attacks rolls against targets other than you until, Maneuvering Attack, Menacing Attack, Parry, Precision, Pushing Attack, Rally. On your turn, you can use a bonus action and expend superior dice to bolster the resolve of one of your companions. Nope. Riposte. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend one of your superiority die to make a melee attack. Okay, definitely want Riposte. Sweeping Attack. Let's see if, okay, nope. Trip Attack. So you have 4 superiority dice, which are d8s. Superiority die is expended when you use it. You regain all of them when you finish a short or long rest. Nice. Some of your maneuvers require your target to make a saving throw. Nice. Okay. So I think I'm going to do the Trip Attack. Yep, Trip Attack. So those are my 4 maneuvers, or 3 maneuvers, and I get 4 superiority dice. Okay. So Second Wind, an Action Surge. Don't need to worry about that. He gets choice. Okay. I gave him Orc, Common, and Dwarvish. Let's see. There's his inventory. So he travels pretty light. I might give him 5 gold. He's got some walking around money. I'm not going to give him the traditional starting gear or the background equipment. I think that's kind of a waste of time, and also he's really not, but he's been out and about for a while, so most of that stuff's either lost, sold, or probably hidden somewhere. Personality traits. I think I might end up making these up. Make him lawful neutral. I think I'll make him like 27. He's gonna be pretty tall, so like 6'3" or something like that. 6'4". So he's gonna be 221 pounds. And as far as these go, I'm gonna wait on these. I don't think I'm gonna use the traditional stuff here. It's all gonna be like gladiator type stuff. So I don't need to mess with the log. Alright, so here's the actions tab. In case you're wondering, I'm using the action abilities plugin. That's why all these are up here. Normally I don't have that on here, but I think if this is going to be a combat oriented thing, this would be pretty handy to have back here. Okay, so there's the chain thing. Yep. And he's got one dagger. Maybe he has two instead. Let's check that out. You might want to throw him. Yeah, I'll give him 2 daggers, and then he has the chain dagger. Actually, he doesn't need 2. I think 1's enough, and he's got the swinging chain dagger. So that's cool. So now I'm going to build his section for his standard actions. And if I click over here, it'll update this, because right now it's the standard actions. As soon as I click away or click into another cell, it'll update this header. So now it says standard actions. And I'm going to go to the spells library, or this banner here. And I need to load the Rob 2e coding effects packages. So I go to modules. I'm going to load class and equipment guide just in case. Conditions and effects, I might want that later. Class features, the feats, the race traits, and just in case the spells. I think we're pretty good to go there. I don't need too much else. So I just added all these to my library so they're available to me. So I should have done that before, but that's alright. So now I go to spells and I go to class featured. And first I'm going to do these standard actions. So dodge, help, hide, and ready. So there goes that. Now I'm going to make another section for the class features. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go to fighter. as a source. Now I know I get action, surge, and archery right off the get-go. Second wind. Now I gotta unfilter it. I'm gonna look for fighter. Okay, combat superiority. So, if you remember, I notated those. So I have disarming strike, riposte, and trip attack. So, trip attack for sure. Riposte. And I'm going to go back one. Disarming attack. Cool. So that takes care of that. I'm going to get rid of this header. I don't need this top one. Okay, and I'm just going to make one group in here to keep track of my superiority dice. I'm just going to make one little section here. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new line. Okay, and what this does is I'm going to change this to preparation mode. And I gain those after a short rest. So let me check out second wind. Yep, short or long rest. This is constant. Don't have to worry about that. Combat superiority trip. Yep. Okay, those are my maneuvers. So I'll leave those. Those are the standard actions. Okay. So I think that'll wrap him up. The next time I do this, I will work on Kryshar. And Kryshar is a lawful evil paid kind of favored gladiator type. Then this is his home turf in the arena, so we'll see. But anyways, hopefully that helps you with the fighter build. And this happens to be a champion build, I believe. And it was basically, I went to 4th level, leveled him up, gave him his stats, gave him a little bit of inventory, and I went into the abilities and read all this stuff. So the action surge, the battle master, combat superiority, and the battle master just gives you a bunch of cool stuff. But student of war gives me an extra artisan tool. So I just put artisan tools, but I think I'm going to do leather working because that seems to be what he tends to lean towards. So maybe I'll add that now. Yeah, he's going to get leather workers tools. So there's that. And then if he's going to make something, I'll add that here. I'm going to base it on his wisdom. It's like a handed down tradition. That should be pretty good. So, now that Mofatu is done, I'm going to open up the combat tracker. I'm going to add him. There he goes. So he's ready to go when I'm ready to go. And once I build the other two characters, I'm going to save this module and use it for training in the college. So we'll see how that goes. But until then, if you were watching this, thank you for watching. Again, join us at fantasygroundscollege.net, and our community Discord invite is right on the front page. Or you can just do a Google search. You should be able to find us fairly easily. Again, I'd like to thank Chris from Game Tile Warehouse, Rob2E, and all of our volunteers and staff in Fantasy Grounds College, and also all of our members. So happy gaming, goodbye, and hopefully I will see you again.